Welcome back to the Power in Your Voice podcast. We would like to first say thank you to those who tune in week after week, those who share the link on various platforms. Thank you. Y'all, this season, we are excited to bring you some hot and new topics. We are ready to push you further into your destiny. If you feel stuck or even overwhelmed, I want you to tune in and have a mind of expectancy, because we believe that if you challenge it, it will change.
Welcome back to the Power in Your Voice. This is Dr. Linda. I told you I'm using my tagline, challenge it and it will change. If we don't be challenged in our situations, in our places, in our thoughts, things will remain the same. But if it is challenged, it will change. So again, we are here to talk about be aware of progress. On our last podcast, we talked about some things that Terah, which is Abraham's father, remained in a place too long until Vision died. I know you said it was his son, but Vision died. And sometimes when we stay in a place too long, Vision can die because we become so comfortable with where we are. And, you know, I'm reminded of if you like a food so well, you can hold on to it. You keep it in the refrigerator, you're going to get mold, you're going to get all types of things. It's going to smell. Anything that's not moving. So I want to talk about this bridge, because so many times we come to face with things like how to cross over, or should I cross over, or do I remain? When I think about a bridge, so many times a bridge, when you look down, it is filled with water, and you feel like that thing is going to conquer you and then you're going to drown in it. And it brings a lot of fear. And sometimes we are fearful to move to where God wants us to come to. Ebony, let's talk about this bridge. Tell me something about a bridge, how to cross over, because fear is definitely there.
Fear is definitely there when you got to cross a bridge. I'm reminded of a time when we were out in Africa, and it was between two different places, and there was a small bridge. Y'all, the bridge was weak. It looks as if you are not going to make it. It was a little water under it. And matter of fact, it was a walking bridge. And we were walking towards it, and we saw someone ride their bicycle over it. Now, this person rode their bike over it as if nothing was there. Like, you could tell they had done it before. And we all kind of was like, I don't know. I don't know. That bridge looked very weak. But the thing that was significant about the bridge was this bridge was to another place. It took us from the country that we were in, this small bridge, to bring us into another one. Wow. So you can't look at the bridge and be fearful, because if I had been fearful, then I could never say that, oh, I've touched that land before. I've been there before. Wow. But what we had to shift our focus is, if that man can do it on a bike, then surely I can do it walking. So that's what I say to anybody today. Look up to those that have crossed this bridge before and that are living in that purpose, living beyond that dream. They will tell you, I am that person that sees something off of somebody, or if they're accomplishing something that I desire, and I say, Lord, I want that for me too. I don't know how they got across that bridge, but the fact that I know that it can be done, then that's what I'm going to focus in on. So that's what I would say about bridges. Don't be fearful. Just try it.
Wow, that is so good. I like how you said that. The bridge looked weak. It looks as if it's nothing over there. There's no way that I can cross this. And that bridge may be looking weak to you. That bridge may look as if there's no opportunities for you. but I want you to cross it because God has so much more for you. And I don't want you to get comfortable. So Jada, talk to me about let's crossing over bridges. It may not be a bridge for someone, but really it is a crossover. Let's talk about it.
Y'all, I am like bursting right now, so I have to calm myself down, y'all. Because oh my goodness, this week and last week's conversation, our topic has been so good to me because I'm starting this process of walking across the bridge myself. And one thing that I've learned is that there's like a lot of, if there aren't internal naysayers already, there's gonna be external naysayers as well. And uh like y'all were talking about, the bridge already looks weak by itself, but then you'll have those thoughts, or you'll have like these external facts around you that could make you a little scared to cross that bridge, y'all. And oh my goodness, I this is just really blessing me, y'all, because I'll just share one story. I talked to a friend of mine from high school, and she's a urologist now, and she shared a conversation with me about how she was, when she was starting out, because I was looking for encouragement myself, when she was starting out on her journey to become a doctor, people were telling her like, that's going to take too long. That's too many years of studying. That's too hard. You're not going to be able to get into this and that and da 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 da. And they were just really talking her down. But she's a urologist now, y'all, at the age of 26. And
wow.
yes, and she was telling me like she looks back on those people, and if she would have listened to those people and stayed with those people and not crossed the bridge, she would have been right there with them, still working a 9 to 5. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not a urologist. And so that really, it really excites me to think like, if you just cross it, you know, things are going to come regardless. Troubles are going to come regardless. So do you want to be on the side of accomplishment, or do you want to be on the side of fear? And that's all I wanted to say, y'all.
That is so good. Boss Lady Renee, she is on here, but she has some things she's doing. And she had said this earlier. She said, don't let your resting place be your holding place. And what you were just saying, Jada, if that young lady had to let her resting place, which meant, that's going to be too long, and she could have rested where she was and not move forward, she wouldn't have never accomplished that goal. She wouldn't have never been able to say, look where I am today. She could have died right there. But I'm so grateful, as Ebony has said earlier, I'm so glad that there are peoples that have already went before us and crossed that bridge and have done it. So I'm grateful to that. Jalen, what do you have to say about that, crossing that bridge?
So it's actually funny because I was just going through my notes the other day, and I have some really good notes from like years ago. And so I was going through my notes. I was actually looking for a workout, and I came across this note from 2019. And it says, never be afraid to trust an unknown future with the known God. Let me say that again for y'all. I want that to really sink in. Never be afraid to trust an unknown future with the known God. And so that ties back into this bridge, because we don't always know what's on the other side of the bridge. And so that's what can cause us to be fearful, because if you look down when you're driving over a bridge, a lot of times it's water. So if this bridge caves, you're going into a bunch of water with the potential to sink. But because we know the God, we know the creator, we know that he's not going to let us drown. He's going to hold up this bridge for us. He's going to make sure we get across this bridge safely, because that's where he called us to be. If he called us to be on the other side, he's not going to kill us in the middle. And that I'm not even going to touch on the children of Israel being in the wilderness. That's all. Y'all can go read that yourself. But it's just so good, because when you know that God is faithful to finish his word and to carry out everything that he has said that he is going to do and everything that he has promised, that should give us full confidence to cross these bridges. And that's all I have.
I love it. You know, it goes back to the tagline, challenge it and it will change. Before I close out, David Young, come on, give me some insight on Jalen. That was amazing. Come on, David Young, talk to me.
Yeah, man, this is powerful. I am enjoying this so much from a listener standpoint because I understand this, what we're talking about, because it really speaks to a lot of different kind of people, especially those who have heard something from God at one point in their life, and then maybe it just wasn't the right time to do that, or whatever the case may be. Like they just went, it wasn't the right time. But I think it's important for really all believers, everyone who has a word from God, to um, be reminded of this, because you can easily be going through life and God has spoken something to you, just like in the case of, like, even if you think about Abraham and Sarah, they knew that God had promised them a child, but it just wasn't that at that time yet. They had to wait quite some time, but it was going to come. So I think it's important for believers to hear this, because in the place that you are now, this isn't the end. And you can't get comfortable because it's taking a long time, or like you don't know how to get to the other side. Like it might be someone with a dream who they want to do something, or they know that that's what they're put on this earth to do, but because they put it on hold for so long, they're like, man, I don't even want to do that no more. I'm not even, I done got so comfortable in this spot, like I don't even feel like going anymore. Imagine if Abraham would have got like that, like, man, Haran is pretty cool, so we gonna stay here. But he didn't do that. He was like, God said, this is where we're gonna go, so that's where we're gonna be. So to everyone who has heard something from God, and it seems like it's not coming, when that time comes for you to cross over, don't be hesitant to go, just because of the amount of time that it took. But cross that bridge and trust that God, he got it under control.
Awesome. Before I close, Jalen, give us that statement again that you had wrote down, because that is so powerful. Let's hear that before we close.
Never be afraid to trust an unknown future with a known God.
Never, never, because God knows the plan, he knows your future, and that's why he says that we can cross over, challenge it, and it will change. Even if it's hard, even if it looks uncertain, trust the God that we serve. Y'all, it is always our pleasure. It may seem like we're just on surface things, but I promise you, if you listen, you will get something out of this podcast that will help you to launch to the place that God has called you to. Again, be aware of your progress. Don't you stay there too long. I don't want you to die. I want you to make it to where God has promised. Thank you. It's always our pleasure to come and be in your living room, in your gym, in your car. Thank you for tuning in. We love you, and peace out. God bless.
Thank you for tuning in this week. Our prayer is that you be encouraged. Know that life can be hard at times, sometimes even unbearable. But know when we are weak, God is strong. Let's take off the world's expectation of us and ask God, what do you expect of me? We ask that you like, comment, and subscribe. Have a blessed week, and see you next week.